Hi
Hey,
guys.
oh,
Welcome to another episode, Jola. Welcome to another episode of Anime and Opposites. I'm your host,
yeah,
Uforo, and I'm my co-host who was introducing herself already, Jola.
yeah,
How you
yeah.
doing,
Hi,
Jola?
guys. I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. I'm not gonna say, but I've been told not to say something, so I won't say it. But I say it
Wow.
because
So
I at least say I've been told not to say it. I'm
that's
adding a
so
pinch of mystery.
that's cryptic, That's so cryptic. But I wonder who
Mhm.
told you not to say what.
I
That's
wonder
bad.
who it did. Maybe you
That's
guys would be able to
horrible.
tell
What
what
the
that
person
thing is based on. You know what
I
we're
wonder
talking
what
about.
the person said. I'm just curious as to
Mm.
why the person doesn't want you to talk. But okay.
Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? So, first of all, before we get into this, just in case people haven't. Spoiler alert. So yeah,
Yep.
this
Yep.
is a review of Marvel's What If.
I yes, you better laugh. you know, yeah. We are just a review of Marvel's What If. Can talk a
Okay,
little
first
bit
of all,
about it.
before we get into it, what
Yeah.
did you feel it about the general show?
Um yeah, in general I actually enjoyed it. I know you were always skeptical about it. So from the get-go, before it even started. So yeah. But no, I enjoyed it. It was different from the other stuff so far.
Yeah,
Obviously it's animated.
yeah,
And plus, my God, after Loki, goodness, yeah.
yeah. Loki was. I think. Can I say something? I think Loki did a number on me, a horrible number on me, and I think Loki might have spoiled the way I got into Marvel's What If. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I know it's not related, but what
Oh no, I was
Loki
gonna say even before Loki, I don't think you were too forced about it.
No, but I think Loki, like, okay, throughout Marvel, whole of Marvel's thing, like starting from Iron Man, it's been a it's been a build up. Like, your Iron Man one, the next one comes, the next thing comes, the next
Mm-hmm.
thing comes. So you've been always riding this wave that never seemed to ever drop. And even when the movies that were not like the greatest, like maybe Ant-Man, like maybe I'm not trying to say Ant-Man wasn't good, but it wasn't like on that level. Maybe the Ant-Man, maybe for me, the Thor part one and the Thor part two. Again, not like it was the greatest, but it was. And then what's the name? Captain Marvel and all of those ones. Not the greatest, but I still felt like they kept me on the wave. So like the wave kept going up, and then the TV show started, and that wave never didn't stop. Especially coming off the high of Endgame and Infinity War in reverse. I think Infinity War then
Yeah.
Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off that high, and then I think was then Spider-Man, the Spider-Man, no, which one is that one?
Homecoming.
Homecoming, yeah, sorry. That also, even though it was immediately after
Far from home.
Endgame, it was
Oh, okay,
like
far from home then.
Far From Home, sorry. Even if it was immediately after Endgame, it was still keeping you in those levels. Like, I didn't feel the drop. So leaving that and then starting the TV shows, so I'm just giving a timeline of events, and then you go into the TV shows where WandaVision started it, and wow, that blew us out of the water. We thoroughly enjoyed that. Then we go into the whole Bucky and the rest of them, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That
Mm-hmm.
is what, to me, I didn't think it was as good as WandaVision, obviously, but I still felt like it still kept the wave. Loki was such a sudden drop for me. Like, it was like I've been at 9, 8, 9, 8, then maybe lower sevens, 9, 8, 9, 8, sevens, 9, 8. Then all of a sudden you go to Loki and like two, you just go pew, all the way down. I think for me that has really done a number on me. Like it did a number on my psyche, did a number on the way like I'm feeling about Marvel movies. So I wasn't. Yes, initially I wasn't so hyped to get into What If, but I think Loki, especially how colorful it was, could have helped me because it's like I got that break, and once that break happened, I'm finding it difficult. But while the other ones, it was like as soon as it was coming, in enter, as soon as it's coming, enter, as soon as it's coming, enter. Even Loki, as soon as it came, I started watching it. But What If it was like a struggle because Loki had did a number on me, and I was just like, and from there, it was just difficult to get into What If. So I think that was the first thing for me. And then secondly, I enjoyed What If. Don't get me wrong, I did enjoy it. But I don't know how much I enjoyed it. Like I'm not hyped. I didn't come out. I'm not like oh my days. And I think there's one more thing for me, and I don't know what it is about the voices. I feel like they made their voices lighter for some reason. What is it? Because
they weren't all always the original actor or actress.
Oh, they weren't?
Sometimes it wasn't.
No, because I was looking at the cast and I was seeing a lot
so
of
was
their
I,
names.
but it wasn't
I was looking seeing
like
their
Robert
names.
Downey Jr. It wasn't him.
Okay, I heard that explains this a lot.
It's just somebody that's tried to sound a bit like him, but it wasn't
because
him.
even Chadwick Boseman did not really sound like too.
No, that was him.
I know it was him, but I'm trying to say some of them, their voices sounded like I don't know, like even all of them, their voices sounded like
couldn't
different.
See them.
It sounded like
I think
them,
it's
but it didn't sound like them. So I was. It sounded like them, but it didn't sound like them. So that also was throwing me off slightly. I maybe be like, you're right, maybe because you couldn't see them. So I come into this podcast slightly. I know myself and Jola normally come into reviews always on the same exact page, but I come into this one not as hyped as she is. I'm sorry.
Not nearly. And it's not even like I'm hyped, like I'm saying, oh, this is the best thing on TV. No. But I'm saying I liked that it was a different thing. And it was just like a ride you went on, and you just accept all the turns and twists or whatever it gives you, just roll with it.
I think maybe I did. Maybe I didn't like that per se. Maybe I don't like that from Marvel. Maybe I don't like just take it as
that's the entire idea.
I know. I am not trying to say I understand. Yeah. I'm just saying that maybe me, I do not want that ride. Maybe I like a structured ride for Marvel. Maybe I do. Maybe I'm always used to structure. So once you threw me out the structure, which they did with Loki, because Loki was structureless, anyways.
I mean, that one was more than just structureless. Anyway. Yeah, anyway. What if? Well, I would even just say generally the way it went with animation was interesting. I was wondering about that before it started, like how that would be. But yeah, I liked the way the animation was. It's different, very, should I say, colorful.
Animation was definitely colorful.
So
definitely
I didn't mind that. I thought it was it had this because of the colors and everything.
Playful nature.
Have sort of this. Oh, not what I was going to say. I was going to say it made it have kind of this artistic feel to it, like a piece of art.
It was artsy. It was definitely artsy,
which I guess is animation. but you know what I mean. You know
like what I'm drawing emotion. But yeah, I get what you mean. You're trying to make it seem it's not about the animation like cartoon.
The animation more like that.
It's more like I get
the art of it. You know.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Let's do an okay, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Episode by episode. Yeah, I'll just should I say run through? Yeah. Well, I would say okay, so from the beginning we had Captain Carter being the first Avenger.
Mm-hmm. And what did you feel about?
I guess
what do you feel about that?
We said a little bit about it, I think.
We did.
Well, it wasn't much of a twist like that because it followed pretty much the same line as how Chris Evans' version went. It followed the same sequence of events. So it being Captain Carter didn't change anything other than the fact that it was Captain Carter. But on the other, so that's why it was the same thing for me. They didn't take any risks with that idea. But the only thing I like there is the fact that they changed it to a woman, and she had that aspect of, because she's a woman, some people were still looking at her like, you're a woman, you just step aside, or you can't do it. So I like the fact that she was there to show them she can. And the action in there, I actually enjoyed the action scene.
Yeah, the action was great as well. For me, it was good. It was good to see that the Captain Carter as the first Avenger. I think the thing about everything is that it's the same thing. It's like, I understand that it gets tied at the end. A lot of things get tied in, but it was just always feeling like there are loose ends. I don't particularly like loose ends, and I like to see. But one thing I'll say.
What loose ends are you referring to?
Okay. I'm just saying loose ends in the sense that the story is not every episode is different from the other episode. Do you understand?
Oh, you don't like the fact that they were standalone episodes?
With Marvel, with other things I can watch them because I do enjoy that with Gintama and some other things. But I'm trying to say sometimes it's like it just felt one way. But again, that's besides the point. That's so small. It's not the bigger deal. I think whoever were writing and creating this just wanted to kill a lot of Avengers. I think they just had fun doing that. The way they used to kill them in different episodes, just kill some out. Right.
This one. Yeah, I mean, there was a specific episode where they even just wiped them all out, actually.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it felt like it was just a lot of fun to them to just kill them. Because they couldn't kill them
I think that's part of it,
they couldn't kill them like that in
this is what if in the normal MCU, and this was the opportunity to have a little fun with that. Yeah.
Just wipe them out. Yeah. Just wipe them out.
But we had T'Challa becoming Star-Lord, which
I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that one. I enjoyed that. But what the hell?
And it was funny.
What the hell with the musical though? Like, what was that about? They started singing songs up and down and having fun with themselves. I'm like, okay.
It was that's what was weird and fun about it, Yeah. Anyway, that was good. So the next one, episode 3, was where the world what if the world
again killing everyone?
Where they just and I do like the fact that the way they went about killing them were ways you can think about that. Actually,
it could have happened.
That could happen.
It could have happened it could have happened in the show. It could have happened. Like it's possible that in the movie
when they were getting to the Hulk, I was thinking, there's no way he's going to die. Like he's the one that won't die out of all the ones we've seen so far. But then they now entered and implanted something into it, and I'm thinking, well, if it's from the inside out, actually, okay,
it's possible.
Yeah, and that was it. I was like, wow.
You know one thing, which is something again about the whole thing. They liked using that scene as a starting scene in almost all the episodes. That scene of when they all go around and they're all going into the whole Avengers Assemble scene in.
Oh, okay.
In
when they round right the Marvel thing.
Yeah. No, not that Marvel thing.
Like the opening sequence.
No, the Avengers Assemble in Avengers 1. Where Iron Man flies down, Hulk is standing, and they're fighting, and they're going,
and they start in the circle the first time.
They use that in a lot of episodes. Like they use that Avengers.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned this.
Sequence.
It's funny you actually mentioned this.
Why?
But go on. No.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's funny that they use that scene in a lot of places. Like they just kept reminding you of that Avengers Assemble sequence. Like
there were interesting ways to
kill them definitely
off. It was interesting to watch.
And you could see that working like we said earlier.
We had Doctor Strange what if just Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands?
Well, that was a good one, by the way. That was a really good episode.
Actually, really, really loved. Yes.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
Not even one. I think it's actually my personal favorite one. And this was the one where I really felt strongly about the way it was animated as well.
Yeah, I think even him becoming evil, that was mad. And then
him becoming evil, the music, just the
music
story
was
itself,
good. The story was good. Everything was really good. Like him becoming evil, him then another version of him having to fight him. So it's like it splits into the timeline of event, like it's a different timeline and everything all of a sudden. So it's no longer which could explain away any other issues, because we all know that this is all about timelines with Doctor Strange. So it was very interesting to see. Very, very interesting.
It really was. It really was.
He really tried to save it. He really tried to save her.
That's the thing. And the tone of it was so different from any other episode.
He tried his best. He tried.
And no matter what he did, it all ended badly. That was it. Bad. Done. Doomed everybody. And he tried his best. Yeah, it became not even, almost no longer about her and about the fact that, no, I must do this. I will do it. I will achieve it. I'm strong.
He just kept absorbing all those things, man. It wasn't even right.
Yeah, he did too. Yeah. But yeah, the zombies episode was also, this is probably my least favorite, I think.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Another one that they wanted to kill all of them off in a different way again.
Yes.
It's the same person that wrote that first one that wrote this one. They wanted to kill. The person has a thing against Avengers. I just said, let me just kill them off. I don't like this.
Yeah, but in this one, two major things were most silly for me, I would say. First is the fact that Hope becoming giant and dying as a giant. I'm like, fam, even if you wanted to carry all of them across, carry them and quickly shrink down. Why would you stay big and then become a zombie that is a giant? Like, that makes no sense. And then the whole thing with Vision doing what he did because he was now feeding good people, his former colleagues or current colleagues, whatever, included, to Wanda, just so she can stay fed as a zombie, hoping to. It made no sense.
It doesn't
go with his logic, with his making, nothing there.
No, but it goes with the logic of Vision obsession. So I think he's just obsessed with Wanda.
It doesn't,
because in the Wanda Vision, she was obsessed with him and kept him alive.
No, but she's human. But even if you want to say he was feeling emotions, she's not alive, and then you are literally you are calling people. It's not those that just happen to come. You had a beacon getting people in, and it included your people, because T'Challa was one of them. Like, I'm just like,
I get that.
And then at the end, he chooses to, instead of help them to find some kind of absolution, he chooses to kill himself. And then by killing himself, that beacon that was keeping all the zombies away went off. The thing, because of his stone,
Vision stone,
which means he has killed himself, killed Wanda, and then doomed them as well, potentially killed everybody. So none of it made any sense to me.
It was it's a zombie episode. Zombie things tend not to always make sense. If you notice, in all over, there are only a few zombie things that I'm just saying there are only a few of them that actually can remain sensible.
That they've stuck to the rules that they've created, I guess.
Yeah, because sometimes it just grows arms and legs.
I'm telling you. Yeah, okay. There was Killmonger. If Killmonger rescued Tony Stark,
that was actually,
this wasn't bad. But my problem here.
His voice, Killmonger's voice, also sounded different to me. Was it a different actor they used? Please answer. Because to me, he sounded slightly lighter than how he would sound. I felt his voice is more deeper in reality. Like Michael B. Jordan's voice is deeper.
But I'm not sure.
That's what I'm trying to say. All across this whole thing, I felt like the voices felt slightly off.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I agree with you. So that's why I then told you that it wasn't actually them. Yeah. But I get what you mean. But no, this was an interesting twist. But I kept thinking there's no way they're going to let Killmonger get away with this. That was annoying me. The fact that he was getting away with it and manipulating everybody successfully. That was annoying to me. Not because it's a bad story, just because I didn't like him winning. So yeah. But it was an interesting play on it. He just kept watching and manipulating everybody. And the last three we had Thor, if Thor was an only child.
Yeah, is an interesting twist.
It was really fun.
It's an interesting twist because, first of all, and do you know one thing about this whole twist, which is one of the best kudos that I'll give the what if, is that it's on brand. What do I mean? It's on brand in the sense that it's a correct possibility.
Could have been.
I mean, apart from this whole zombie episode that is just a weird one. But outside of those ones, a lot of all those things, like, yes, it's a possibility that Odin would have carried Loki and gone to go and return him back to the first giants and had an only child. That is a big possibility. So then that means Thor wouldn't have been able to be having a brother that he has to
it's
send.
Always bad.
It's always mischievous, has to now be the more But why does this happen in families? But it happens, but forget about Thor and the rest. I mean, in reality, in a lot of families where there's a mischievous, like a black sheep, you now have, like, especially if the black sheep is kind of older or younger, like close in age, you now have the other sibling now being overly good or something, or overly responsible, or all those things to cover the acts of that.
Needing to compensate, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Because you can't have both be the same and both be like evil or whatever. And then, it's just, I guess it's just natural. Somebody has to, you have to try to balance it in one way or the other.
So are you the black sheep?
Yeah. But
you don't say yeah.
That was not to you.
I know it wasn't to me, but it was so perfect because I said, are you the black sheep? I said, yeah. You just continue.
I'm shaking my head. But it was an interesting episode anyway. It was funny because Thor was just an idiot, like absolute idiot. But yeah, it was fun. And then they finally tried to tie things together for once with all the next one being where what if Ultron won, and what if the Watcher had to break his oath?
By the way, Ultron did not get in the Ultron whatever. And I like the person that acted as Ultron back in the Avengers, like Ultron, yeah. David Spade. I really like Spader.
Yes.
I like him a lot. I liked him in everything that a lot of things that he has done. That's why I probably ended up continuing to watch that TV show called Blacklist for so long. But I felt like Ultron did not get the thing he deserved in the Ultron. Like he was meant to be. I know he was in the movie. I know he was a bad guy, but I think he was a much more worse bad guy than they made. They made him the bad guy they made him was like not bad enough, even though it was really, really bad. So seeing him
You mean in the movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean.
So seeing him win, they couldn't, because Thanos was the ultimate bad guy, so they couldn't have made an ultimate bad guy.
Not just that, but good guys have to win. Come on.
No, but I know good guys have to win, but see Thanos' own. I mean, good guys won, but see the chaos.
Yes.
See how long it took. It took many movies to make them finally win, and someone had to die, and it had to end like a whole era. I'm just trying to say, Ultron is in a good level of bad guy, maybe not Thanos level, but that kind of high level. Mm-hmm. So, but they used it just in one movie and ended it there. I'm trying to say it should have been bad. So to see him win was a good twist. Yes. Like he got because he really props.
Scattered everything here.
He got the props he deserved. That's what I'm trying to say. He got the bad guy props he deserved.
Fair enough. I think between these two episodes, it's funny because obviously we know the Watcher was always just there.
I'm watching.
Sorry, I can't do anything. And the guy never has
behavior.
But what was funny here is when as Ultron kept getting all these stones and being more aware and all that. So when he's now aware of the Watcher, And it's like he looks, I can sense your presence. And he now says, I can see you. And the watcher is like, what the, what? Me? And the way he reacts is like, shit. The way he reacts is so funny. Yeah, no, he doesn't even immediately do that. He's just because he's never gotten to this point of someone
getting this strong,
being a danger to him.
Yeah.
And the way Ultron literally comes at him, and the guy is like, he's almost too shocked to even react at first. Before he's like, wait, maybe I have to try and start defending myself or something. It was just a funny reaction. He's like, because I think I heard it on the other podcast, because the watcher is kind of like a peeping Tom. He's just always there. Never doing anything but there watching and saying,
That's very creepy.
But then Ultron comes and says, my friend,
I see you.
Why are you always watching? Anyway, their encounter was funny, and
that's actually very creepy.
The watcher has to go gather people. But yeah. So I mean, the tie-in at the end was an interesting one. All in all, like I enjoyed What If anyway. Personally, there were some, like I've said, the zombie one wasn't that interesting to me, but yeah.
No, I still say I think it's a good watch. I think I'll give it a good, if I was rating, I'll give it a good 7.5, high 8, but good 7.5. It's a good watch. It's nice to break away from the norm, to see a lot of things.
7.5 seems like a good.
Yeah, like a solid 7.5. That's
score to give it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I say solid 7.5, and I think it's good. I would like to see how this have anything to do with anything that comes out next in the movies. Would they pull from it in a certain way, like like all the TV shows, they're going, something is going to meet somewhere in something, like there is.
Well, they can, and I'm sorry, they could if they want to, and I say that because eventually the way it ends is that, okay, so we know Doctor Strange destroyed his own universe.
Yeah.
And the Watcher kept him in like a time vault somewhere. Bubble. Yeah. So away from everything else. So what they actually had to do is he had to go back, obviously, and meet Doctor Strange for help. And what they do eventually is, because Ultron got to this point of not being able they couldn't contain him. It was now him against I've forgotten who. It was him and somebody that were like, was it Doctor Strange himself? I can't remember now. It's funny. But it was Ultron still having all that power, with somebody else. I can't remember who, for some reason. And with the help of Doctor Strange, he still had to lock them in that power struggle in this time, and in that world that the Watcher kept Doctor Strange in. That's where he's kept Ultron in as well. So it's not that Ultron is dead per se. He's just in a space that he cannot get away from. Exactly. So they can, if they do want to take from it, they can, like in some kind of, there's a crack, or I don't know, something happens and it gets out, whatever. But that's what I was trying to bring forward. I just can't remember anyway. Yeah. So it's possible if they want to be honest. Yeah. And they keep alluding, I'm so sorry, they keep alluding to this idea of there's something. They're leaving all these little breadcrumbs over the place that they can always pick from.
I was literally going to say that I'm sure there are people that watch for Easter eggs will be able to see a lot of Easter eggs in here.
Yes.
And they will be able to say, if you know, then you know what those Easter eggs are. So you see, you understand, and blah blah blah. So
especially those that are also comic book readers, they can pick.
They know they'll pick up on all these things. Yeah, it's great. It's really good. So I guess that comes to you gave it a 7.5 as well, so I think.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. That's great.
So that comes to the end of this review. If you've not seen it, go check it out. What If? It's an interesting watch. It's a good watch.
Especially look out for Doctor Strange's episode.
Yeah, that was a really good one. And it was also, I would say, one of my favorites, or even my favorite as well. So I think myself and Jola are aligned on that front. So for the riders, being that we're on the Marvel conversation, we decided to give a moment. I won't call it a scene per se, but it's a scene still. It's still a scene.
It's
a scene, a moment, a scene. Yeah.
Sure.
So your favorite moment from the MCU, starting from Iron Man 1.
Technically, Hulk is part of it. Yeah, not the original Hulk. Ed Norton's Hulk. Because if you remember, Ed Norton's Hulk had the had Iron Man. So that's where it actually started.
So it's technically Ed Norton's Hulk all the way to What If, I guess.
You even meant the TV shows.
Everything. So all the way to What If. One moment that goosebumps moment, should I say, or that one moment that you're like, yes. I have two, and I'm going to mention two, but I'll pick one.
No, you can mention it two and pick one. Yeah, that's fine. You want to go first?
No, you go first.
Okay. First of all, when I thought about this, I didn't know we meant the TV show, so I'm going to leave that out. But in terms of the MCU movies, and I said it's funny you mentioned that scene they keep replaying over and them always referring. That was a big moment for me. I always love it. I thought it was so cool when they did it.
It really
all the Avengers coming together, truly together for the first time that battle. And they land, bam, and he lands Iron Man.
And Iron Man just comes out like this.
Thor holds his thing, and they now go around.
No. That was one of the most iconic moments in Avengers, and I think that's why even in this What If, they couldn't let go of it, because it's such a moment. And even every time you think it's such a moment, and they just play that song. Such an iconic moment.
Sorry. I'm tempted to, but no, because it's so obvious, I won't go with it. Because it's so obvious. The next one that I'm going to pick instead is when Hulk carried our boy Loki and slapped him on the floor. So it's still from Avengers. But man, I can never forget when that happened.
That's a really good one.
It took our boy, slammed him, and the look on Loki's face too, like, what the hell is happening right now? That was sweet.
That's a really good one. I didn't actually think of that one.
That's puny humor.
Puny, yeah, that's a good one. Actually, that's a really, really good one. I applaud that. For me, I have two. When I thought about it quickly, because this is another sports rider, so it wasn't necessarily like we've done research and all the things. We didn't plan for it. It was on a sport rider. So I think I have two, and it has to do with the same character, though I could have extended it more, but I have to do the same character. It's all about Thor, kind of.
Okay.
The first one.
So, go on.
You were close. You said Ragnarok, but it's not Ragnarok. The first one is when he first comes to, I think it's Infinity War, and he first makes an appearance.
Oh, and he does the thunder, and it scatters so many people, and he lands, boom, with this guy, Bradley Cooper's guy. Bradley Cooper, sorry,
that moment.
That's good. That's really good.
That was one of the moments that I'm like, my body went goosebumps, everything. I went mad. I think that was the moment I can say that Thor became one of my favorite characters in the whole MCU. That moment, up until that moment, it's all right. But that moment,
because he was still doing Thor, but that would be,
but that moment, the whole electricity and everything, and it just came, and everybody, he literally made an appearance that everybody was like, somebody has entered the game, like someone is part of this. And the second moment is him, but not necessarily him. He still has to do with the moment. Is when Captain America gets to use the hammer.
I even thought it was.
No,
yeah,
when
they
the
threw
hammer,
the shield
when
and I thought you were gonna say
no,
that.
as when he went, and which is in Endgame, in the final fight, in those final fights where he goes and next thing the hammer comes to Captain America as well, and he now using hammer and shield at the same time, and that was like another moment. I was like, and that fight sequence was sick because it was just he ripped into Thanos like just straight everything. So those are my two moments I'll pick, but I think because of the sheer electricity of it all, Thor wins. I think those that Thor movement, the whole in the air and everybody just that's an entrance. It's hard to forget. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, good. That's good. Good ones. Good ones. Good ones. I'm glad we didn't pick from the same movie or the same character.
Yeah. At least I'm glad. And it was all funny enough, we picked Avenger movies still. So not even the
not any of the others.
Just Avenger movies.
Yeah. True.
So, anyways, guys, I think with that we've come to the end of the episode. Producer, or do you want to add anything before?
No, I'm good. Watch What
If. Yeah, watch What If. And yeah. I think there's going to be another one, by the way.
Hawkeye now.
What if? Another What If, I'm saying.
Oh, I don't know. I won't be surprised, really.
All right, guys. Like, subscribe, everything. Thank you for checking us out. You're checking out. Bye.
Thank you for listening. Bye.